Hey everyone, how's it going? It's been a while since I made a video. Figure I should, because I got some things on my mind. There's a really hot topic, and that's why this video, if you haven't already noticed, is titled Time for Baby. 2013 seems to be the year to have babies. Now, I wouldn't care if you were set up properly, and that's the point we're going to talk about, but who I'm talking about, and there's not any one of you, some of the people I'm going to talk about in this video are my friends, my close friends who I care a lot about. But somebody needs to send a message, because these friends, they think that it's okay. They think everything's going to work out and everything will be fine, and they're overjoyed, as well as many other things that I am not them, so I don't exactly know what they feel. But what they convey to their friends and what they post on Facebook is how happy they are and how wonderful this will make everything a child in their life right now. At the age of 18, at the age of 19, at the age of 21, at these young ages. Granted, they're not 14 or 15, thank God, right? But there's a checklist we're going to go through. And let's see, as a young mother, how many of these things you can say yes to. If you find that you can't say yes to very many of them, then you see my point without me having to say anything. I could say the checklist right now, let you answer your own questions on a scrap piece of paper, and my video will be done. Part of the reason why I wanted to begin vlogging was I felt, rather than write in a diary, rather than type stuff out on Microsoft Word and then delete it or something like that, that a vlog would be a nice, healthy way to get my thoughts out into the world. And I've watched other people's blogs, both famous and not famous. I said blogs, but I meant vlogs. Sorry about that. And some people have a lot of intelligent things to say. So, my overall point of this video is time for baby. Is it? Is it really a good time for a baby in your life? Let's kick it off with family and the roles that family plays in raising a young child. If you don't have a job, a good job, a job where you make more than $10,000 a year, if you don't have a decent job, where's the money going to come from for diapers, for food, for a crib, for bottles, for formula, for clothes, for bills, medical bills? You have a child that has some health problems or maybe a condition or something, some allergies. All this is going to cost money. And I'm sure you can pay for that on your minimum wage job where they don't want to give you 40 hours a week. No minimum wage job that I'm aware of right now, part-time, wants to give you anywhere near 40 hours. They want to keep you in the 14 to 26 hour a week range. It's economical for them. And let's say you have two jobs. No, I'll fix the problem. I'll get another job. Okay, where's the time for your child going to come in? How are you going to raise that child if between two jobs you're working 48 to 60 hours a week, let's say? What are you going to do? How are you going to be a part of that child's life? So this is family is now introduced. Aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, your mother, grandma, and grandpa, and papa. They naturally want to help out. That's what a family should do. A good, wholesome family should want to help out their daughter or their niece or things like that who just had a child at a very young age. But that doesn't mean as a young mother you can depend on that you can count on that as part of raising your child, as contributing to this everything will be okay feeling. I would argue that in a way, you're still dependent on your family. You, as a young woman, are not only dependent upon your family for yourself, but for your child now. Now, two people are dependent upon your family, the people who you are dependent upon. Do you have a house? Do you have a place to live? If you live in an apartment, which is cheaper, but still 200, that's 200 is a very good price. So let's say $300 to $500 a month just for rent. How about we throw in a consumer's bill and a DTE energy bill? How about we throw in a grocery bill, a cell phone bill, maybe internet, maybe you have to have TV, maybe you don't. Gas in the car, if you even have a car. If you have a car, car insurance bill. Maintenance on the car. Wow, it's very costly, and I haven't even mentioned child stuff yet. Just normal living on your own things. So the family wants to help, but it was not a smart idea to count on that, to depend on that. You know, birthdays, Christmas, things like that, when they want to take her out to the zoo over summer or something and spend some time with their granddaughter, spend some time with their niece or their, godchild or whatever. That's good. Let them buy them an ice cream. Let them buy them a balloon or something from the zoo or whatever. But don't depend on them for diapers. Don't depend on them for baby formula. That's sad. I'm sorry. If you can't buy or provide your child the things it needs to survive, I'm going to ask this question many times, but why did you have a child? Next point. This is a hot topic, so I'm choosing my words very carefully. I don't want to lose any of you as friends, young mothers, because you all are brilliant in your own way. But I have to get this off, and I think nothing I'm saying here today is out of line. The next point is, what do you have going for you as a mother, whether you're with your husband, your 18-year-old husband, or you're a single mother. Let's say things didn't fly with you and the dad, and he's still in the picture, but you guys aren't in love and you're not together. Divorced, sort of, even though you were never married, but that child is going to be raised on parents who are not together. Let alone the magnitude of complications that will arise for that child's life. That's not what this video is about. But if you are a single mother and that child's family is split between dad and mom, that's a whole nother video. I don't care to really talk about that at all. So what do you have going for you? Your husband. You guys are so young. You haven't even experienced life yet, other than high school life. Go to the mall, hang out with friends, maybe go on a vacation that your family helps pay for, or did pay for. So you're just coming into your independent time of life, where you're getting jobs, pursuing an education, hopefully, figuring things out, exploring. You're not under anyone's roof anymore. Nobody's telling you what you have to do. You're kind of putting your feelers out there and finding out for yourself. And I have a child, and that all changes because the child should be the priority. I hope this never happens, but maybe your husband now won't be your husband. Maybe it's plausible that you guys got married and the child was a big part of that marriage. Yes, you guys loved each other. Yes, you have feelings for each other. But can you withstand trials, life trials together? And how are you going to know that? Through high school experiences. How are you going to know that? Through maybe a year at best of college life. How long have you guys been shopping for your own groceries? How truly your own groceries? How long have you guys been keeping a roof over your head, not dependent upon someone else? How long have you guys had to figure out how to pay that car repair and choose between food and the phone and internet and maybe have some things shut off? These are trials. These are things that a partnership needs to be able to withstand to survive the next chapter in life, which is marriage, which is a life with another person, a bond, a commitment to something greater than yourself. So you guys just got out of a chaotic child, baby, coming into the world experience, and don't lie, it is chaotic. It's very stressful. Everyone knows it. Um, and things are tense. Things are very stressful. You might not be sleeping right anymore. You guys might be fighting because, who's gonna go take care of baby. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of stress. And even though you guys might be the nicest people in the world, you're gonna snap at each other sometimes because of the stress. Um, so what do you, as a single or let's say a partner woman, have for yourself? What can you bring to the situation? What do you have to provide your family, which constitutes, maybe your child now, your baby, and your husband slash boyfriend slash father in the picture? What kind of job do you have? What kind of things can you provide other than love and care and I am a great mother? Okay, but your child needs fed. Being a great mother and playing with your child and letting them watch great shows on TV doesn't put food in their belly. That's point number 2. What do you, as an individual, whether it be the mother or the father, have at the ages of 17 to 23 to provide? All right, point 3, and this is the biggest one, I think. I feel that if you cannot take care of yourself, then you should not have a child. That's a pretty bold statement, so let me back that up. If you cannot completely afford a car by yourself, consistently, without needing help, if you cannot put food on your own table consistently without needing help, if you cannot clothe yourself, operate a phone. Let's talk about these phones for a second, guys. We're not talking about the 2004 to 2007 years anymore. This is hot, sleek, sexy. iPhone 5, iPhone 30, iPhone 27. There's going to be an iPhone out every time you blink. Now, with iPhones, with smartphones for that matter, there's data packages. There's the price of the $300 phone with a 2-year contract, lowers it to $100, whatever. That's $100 for a smartphone. And then the data package. I would say a good average is, I'm going to be very generous here, $30 a month. But that's ridiculous. We all know it's between $40 and $80 a month. So we're looking at $180 each. Well, we're looking at close to $100 a month for a what's on the market now phone to operate that. Can you do that consistently by yourself without requiring any help? Does the gas wind up in the vehicle that you may or may not be able to pay for? Do you put that gas in there by yourself? What do you have as far as space for a child? Children need to play. Children are going to require experiencing things, go to parks. They're learning between the ages of, when they first come into the world and the age of 7 or 8. There's a huge developmental curve there. They are taking in so much. What kind of experiences can you provide for your child by yourself without needing someone else that you're close to taking you somewhere, providing that experience for your child? These are questions that really suck to ask, and I understand they might sting when some of the answers are no or I cannot. But that's a very important point. Speaking for myself, I know that I can say I'm in college, going to finish up college here soon, but I am still dependent. I need that degree, I need that step, that next big step to be able to gain my true independence. Everyone else I know is still dependent. Well, they're dependent or they are struggling if they are not dependent. They're frantic. They don't know where their next meal is coming from. They don't know how they're going to get gas in their car. And that's the life of someone our age, trying to go to school with the minimum wage jobs that we can scrape up, where our bosses like to tell us how expendable we are and how replaceable we are. That's our life. If we don't have help, if we're not dependent, then that's our other alternative. It's not easy. It's not smooth. It's struggle. So can you take care of yourself first? Have you taken care of yourself for 2 years? 2 years. Not a big span of time. 16 years old to 18, 18 to 20. I'm 23, going on 24 here soon. And 2 years ago, not a whole lot in my life is drastically different 2 years ago, other than maybe the people that I've met who are now a part of my life. But yeah, that's the biggest point. If you cannot take care of yourself, if you cannot, if you're a husband, I personally believe it's very chivalrous and very noble to be able to provide for your wife, to be able to provide things for your woman. I've always believed that a partnership is a very mutual type dance, and you both play a big part of it, and when one of you maybe messed up, the other one has to carry the weight. Can you carry that weight by yourself? If something happens with your partner, if they are out of work, if they lose that job that you guys are so heavily dependent upon because they are a 20-year-old young man working this job and that's your only source of income, if something happens, can you pick up that slack? Is the answer no? Okay, here's that question again. What are you doing having a child? I've made 3 good points. The roles that family plays in raising a child. If you cannot take care of yourself, why are you having a child? You can't even take care of yourself yet, let alone the person you married. Together you guys are just getting on your feet, or you're still struggling trying to figure out how to take care of each other. And the third point was, what do you as an individual, what can you provide? Those are some really good points. The last and final point I want to make, we're going on 20 minutes here, so the last and final point I want to make is the overall awareness of it will be okay. I don't know where that came from. I don't know if it's a teen mom thing or a 16 and pregnant media bullshit thing, but you don't know that. What if your mom goes crazy? What if somebody that you depend on or that you think or that will even, let's be realistic here, that will help the situation be okay? What if one of those people, something happens with them? their situation changes. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they want to retire. Maybe they want to go on a vacation. They are living their life, and it does not revolve around your child. There's things they want to experience and they want to do and spend their money on as well. So you can't count on things being okay as a young mother. I've heard stories about mothers who washed their baby in a gas station sink, in a gas station bathroom. I've heard stories about mothers who, had to put themselves in some dangerous situations for the good of the child. Whether it would be getting a ride or what. I don't exactly know, or I can't sit here and just recite everything, but I do know that life is hard without a child, without being married. It's hard. So this overall feeling of it will be okay, I think we should revamp that. I think it should be a little more realistic. There used to be a time where people were scared shitless when they were pregnant at a young age. People freaked out. I do understand that there is still some secrecy with pregnancy. Young women still don't feel accepted. They feel like they have to hide it. They might even ignore some people after it becomes public knowledge that they are pregnant. They might feel uncomfortable with how they treated some people, and they might not be able to handle how they treated some people, and they might avoid them altogether because they don't know what to do. They have so much going on. I personally, a good friend of mine who is a young mother now, would talk to me. Since she's had this baby, I haven't heard from her. I've texted her a couple times. I haven't heard from her. Not only did I not know she was pregnant, but then we didn't talk about it. I'm a friend, and I don't feel like I'm getting treated as a friend. So things change. So this level of awareness, I would urge you, if you know somebody, if you're friends with somebody who's having a baby and they're young, and you know that they cannot take care of themselves, please help give them a reality check. Help them realize that things might not be okay, and help prepare them for struggle and for maybe having to skip a meal or two. Who knows what kind of obstacles they're going to have to overcome. All the cheesy expressions might soothe your anxious mind, but you need to be realistic. You need to understand that you are in for one hell of a ride. Have you begun to lose sleep yet? Losing sleep will really mess with you. So that's all I wanted to say. Feel free by any means to leave comments, to post a video response. I don't really care. If you are going to leave comments though, I request that you acknowledge both sides. You don't just lay into me and say, you got it all wrong, here's how it is, la la la. Acknowledge some of the truth that I have said here today, because there has been truth said. I wish you single mothers and mothers with husbands, I wish you young mothers, period, luck. I really do. I want you guys to make it. Some of you are my great friends. I'm going to be there for you. But give that child a good life, a great life. And, working hard, never stopping, always sacrificing, those type of things go a long way. But there are, in the society that we live in, things you must have to provide a pretty good life. School supplies need paid for. Everything will change as that child grows. Clothes, school supplies, events, field trips, all sorts of things. And this is only education. What about health, medical bills? Maybe they want to do sports, and you need to take them to the doctor and things like that. Wisdom teeth, braces. It's going to be hard. So thank you for watching. I wish you guys the best of luck. Have a good one.